Hey there, kiddos, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Uncle Frank, and that you are having a great day. And in today's video, I'm going to be sitting back in my kind of squeaky chair, relaxing and having a little conversation with all of you guys about the Pokemon TCG market. Because guess what? It's finally happened. The sky is falling. The bubbles burst. It's all going to zero. The bear market's here. The investments have all been made. The money's dried up, and it is all downhill from here. Or at least, that's what some people online would have you believe. What the heck is Uncle Frank talking about today? Well, in today's video, we are covering the 30th anniversary, the power of belief, and what if? What if it's all true? So, as of the recording of this video, Pokemon's 30th anniversary is about 30 days away. It comes out on September 16th, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure. And this is a very highly anticipated set for a good reason. It's a big landmark set. It's got a whole bunch of cool cards in it, some cool rarities, some great reprints that people are really excited about. It's got some inflated price tags at certain stores, and it's also got a lot of very strong opinions for it floating around online, both positive and negative. And one of those little negative opinions you've probably seen well before watching this video is this idea that the 30th anniversary set is the harbinger of the end of the current Pokemon market. And with its release, we are going to see a whole new era of Pokemon bearishness as prices stop going up and investments stop appreciating and boxes stop looking like this and they start looking like this and all that good stuff. And you know, some of these arguments have something that resembles research applied to them. You know, they look backwards at the history of the Pokemon market, the 25th anniversary, and what happened to sets around its release, whether or not those sets were good or not. Some of them definitely had some pretty low price tags for what they were. And they look at some of the recent Pokemon sets that are not skyrocketing, so to say. But the thing about finance, the thing about collectibles and things like Pokemon cards is that in the world of finance, research and data points and price history, it's all well and good. You know, having a great understanding of how markets work and how numbers can shift and all that jazz, it can definitely help. But in the world of finance, I firmly believe that opinion is just as powerful as fact. In fact, with enough people sharing the same opinion in any financial market, you can influence fact. And if enough people believe that this truly is the end of the Pokemon bull market, the end of the bubble, the end of the hype cycle, whatever you want to phrase it as, if enough people believe that this is it, this is the end of the road, it could happen. So in this video, I'm not going to be talking about whether or not I personally believe that this is the magical end of the Pokemon bull market, the end of the Pokemon hype cycle as it is right now. Instead, I'm going to be looking at what if. What if it's all true? People stop investing in Pokemon for a bit. The market cools off. All the reprints hit. You finally get Destined Rivals boxes for $150. You know, what if this starts happening? Well, we can take a look back at not just Pokemon, but other TCGs, Yu-Gi-Oh, etc., and have a pretty good idea of what opportunities and risks await in a post-30th world in which the hype is gone. So, there's three things I want to cover. Three things broadly that I want to talk about that I think you should be aware of if it all comes crashing down. All right? And before we continue, this is not financial advice. This is Uncle Frank talking about his overall past experiences with the Pokemon market and other TCG markets, and what he thinks might happen. This is not him telling you to go buy things or sell things or do anything like that. All right, with that out of the way, the first thing that I think is going to happen if the bear market shows its ugly head is Pokemon side products are going to become aggressively plentiful. In Pokemon bear markets, traditionally, the thing that people like to pick up the most is booster boxes. The reason for that is simple. The best bang for your buck for booster packs. The only thing that really matters to a lot of people in the long term. Booster boxes are highly desired by players in bear markets because they still want the cards to play the game. And they're highly desired by investors in the bull market because it's the most amount of packs, most amount of cards you're going to get per $100 spent on average. So while booster boxes will pretty much always have some desire to them, regardless of the price tag they're at, regardless of the state of the market, you're always going to be seeing people buying those. But what you're not going to be seeing people buy is things like ETBs, premium collections, and things like that. Those are going to go back to how they were a few years ago. There was a time where some of the most in-demand and desirable Pokemon sets of the era were still very much available on Walmart shelves in the form of ETB walls. Was it Fusion Strike? I think there was a time not long before Scarlet Violet happened when I was only just at the time getting back into Pokemon, when I remember going to my local Walmart and seeing this absolute fucking massive wall of Pokemon ETBs. And it was like a purplish pink set with a Mew. So I think that was Fusion Strike. I could be wrong, but, my memory is never perfect. But, yeah, these weird side products, ETBs, tins, pin collections, things like that, those are going to be the first sets that people turn their noses up towards. And just because, look, if you go to your local Walmart and you see an ETB for $30, which is something that happens, you have the opportunity to buy an ETB there for $30, or you go to your local card store or online and you see a booster box for $90, $100. You do the math, one of those has way more packs per dollar. On average. $30, I suppose, is a bit low for an ETB. $40, $50, whatever. You guys know what it is. So even in this new state of the market, there's still a very obvious tier list to which items people desire most. And at the very bottom of that tier list, in my opinion, is the mini tins. Those are so hard to sell. Plus the weird ancillary tin-like products like Pokeballs and such. Yes, people want them. Those are great gifts for kids, great stocking stuffers and such. But the collectors, the investors, etc., they don't really like those. They're so unyieldy. A case of them takes up so much space. It's not great stuff. The second thing that I think is going to happen is what we saw the last time as well. When I got back into Pokemon a few years ago, when I was starting to take it seriously and started attending events and such, of course, one of the first things I did was look online to see if there was any opportunities in the grading market. Buying some cheapo PSA slabs and selling them locally or online for a small profit, right? And I was very surprised at the time to see that a lot of Pokemon cards, a lot of PSA graded Pokemon cards, were very cheap. A lot of them were... I think I still have some. Hang on. I do. Okay. This is a graded card from Lost Origins. This is Boss's Orders. Almost dropped on my chair there. That would not have been a great way to end the video. This is Boss's Orders from Lost Origins. And this was right before Scarlet Violet. And I think I paid, I want to say $9 for this. It's a PSA 9. I paid virtually nothing for this. Maybe $15? I don't remember. But what I do remember is that I was looking at this and went, damn, it's cheap. That one never ended up selling, but I did end up buying and selling a lot of super cheap PSA slabs at the time because, well, it was so easy to pick them up, and you could just take them and sell them to repackers or whatever. There was a whole business of it. People would buy slabs in bulk, depending on what you had and all that jazz. It was very fun for a bit. The second thing I think will happen in the Pokemon bear market to come, if it comes, is that slabs like these will become a dime a dozen super cheapo stuff again. We'll see a bunch of these 8, 9s for $15 or under. We'll see loads of Pokemon slabs again for under $10. That's definitely a thing that's been happening. More and more often, I think, is a lot of stuff will just kind of lose value as people dump it. Now, yes, there's definitely an argument to be made for that to not happen. There is a completely new kind of market when it comes to slabs, with those slab blind bags, those virtual blind bags for Pokemon graded cards. There's like an entire industry of that, but I've said it before and I'll say it again. Graded cards are a secondary market of a secondary market, and when the chips are down and people have to find a primary audience to sell cards to, and that primary audience is just the players, these really do take a back seat. In my personal experience, in my opinion, slabs for anything but collectors are a hard sell. And in a bear market, you're not going to have a whole lot of collectors looking to spend that extra premium for anything other than the cards that they want the most. So a lot of stuff is just going to fall by the wayside. The third thing that I think is going to happen is a lot of foolishness, a lot of negativity, a lot of, well, we're too good for Pokemon. And this is the thing that I have to impress upon you the most. If you are new to Pokemon and you liked the last 12 months, the last 2 years of Pokemon, if you liked being able to go to your local game store or Walmart or whatever and pick up an ETB for $50, let's say, and flip it online for $150 because you're the smartest person on the planet. If you liked the easy amount of money you could make in the last 2 years almost, I'm going to tell you right out front, if you're brand new to Pokemon, you are going to hate the bear market because money will be hard to come by. Product will sit unsold for months. There will be so much competition. There will be so many people racing to the bottom. There already is people racing to the bottom at Pokemon, believe it or not. But there will be even more so in a bear market when people are struggling to make ends meet, struggling to cover bills, credit cards, etc. But all that negativity that you'll see online, all that, oh, this is the end of Pokemon, nothing's ever going to go up, skip this set, don't buy that set, don't buy these cards, these promos are on, they're not worth it. It's all hogwash. And I can say that with complete sincerity because I've seen it before. And I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that I'll see it again. If you are new to Pokemon and you like where Pokemon is right now, if the bear market happens tomorrow, it was a weak finger snap. Tomorrow, there we go. If the bear market happens tomorrow and it all just slides downwards for a while, you should love that. Not because it's easy money to make in the moment, but because it's a great opportunity for the long term. Because in the bear market, when no one's interested, everyone's turning their nose and all that jazz, there's a lot of easy cash to be made. Not just in sealed product, mind you, not just in boxes or ETBs or poster collections or whatever, but in a lot of singles too. There's a lot of really cool singles that, for better or worse, were ignored in the past markets and are only just now really appreciating during the Pokemon boom. And in the future, that's going to be the same true. That's going to hold true just as much, I should say. And there's definitely going to be opportunities like Radiant cards or Shiny cards or special illustration rares that are not that appreciated now, but in the future will be. And part of the reason they'll appreciate so well is because no one was really interested in them, so no one really has them. And the bear market will do a wonderful job of flushing people out and getting them to liquidate a lot of bad cards that aren't worth anything right now. So people will be in a rush to get rid of a lot of so-called junk cards, so-called junk rarities. And it's true that there are definitely some premium rarities from the past that have not appreciated that well. But it's also true that there's a lot of really cool stuff out there that's done an amazing job. Like the amazing rares. The rainbow foiling rares. That Rayquaza is like $30 now. For a while, you could pick it up for like $2. It's nuts. Crazy stuff. You know, the bear market is going to be full to the brim of negativity. And in my experience and in my opinion, the people who will come out the most successful on the other side of a bear market are going to be the people who completely ignore that negativity and see opportunities wherever they are and just get very comfortable with the idea of not seeing return on their investments for a few years. Because that's what happened last time, and it's what's going to happen this time. So, to recap, what I think is going to happen. Lots of free ETBs. Lots of cheapo slabs. And a fuckload of opportunity in a world of negativity. Those are my opinions. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. If you agree with me or disagree with me. I'm always interested in hearing what you guys have to say. Of course, please like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Check out the links below to Discord, Patreon, TCG Player, and eBay. I always forget. I always forget my own damn links. But anyway, that's all I got for you kiddos today. Thank you again for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.